We're all here because we are invested in a sustainable future for our state. This is the first time that we've really brought together the activists, the data people, and the policy people. Nobel Prize winner Joseph Stiglitz summed it up really when he said, "What you measure affects what you do. If you don't measure the right thing, you don't do the right thing." So how can we possibly move in the direction of well-being for our state unless we have a roadmap that we agree on and we share? So today is a day of alignment.
Any accountant can tell you if you don't deduct costs from benefits, you have no idea how well you do. So basically, GDP measures the commotion of money, not delivered well-being.
We know that the accounting system has been somewhat flawed because it doesn't account for environmental costs, and it doesn't account for extra benefits like volunteer effort. So we need to fix our chart of accounts. How do we get there? How do we create feedback loops in our complex systems? And that's what the GPI bill is really about. We're fixing one of the big pieces of how we think about allocating resources.
We are interested not only in measuring the capacity of the economy to produce well-being, but also in harnessing the power of data so that all of us, as individuals, as organizations, as communities, can use data to build well-being.
What is the indicator? How do you measure it? And do we have good data in Vermont or not? We'd like this to be sort of part of the blood of state governance as we go forward.
We want a well-educated workforce. It's kind of the stated goal, right? We want well-educated individuals. Particular indicator, the percentage of adults aged 25 or older with a bachelor's degree or higher by race and ethnicity.
Yes, it's one thing to say we all want these results, but first of all, let's define what we mean by result. And so when we say community vitality or education or healthy people, we're going to have a discussion about what does that mean.
What we're setting as an objective indicator is the demand for domestic violence support services. And the measure that we're using is how many requests for services. Right? For material well-being, they're using gross domestic product in the metropolitan area. We talked about 3 indicators. We talked about people perceive they're being treated fairly. There's a sufficient infrastructure to support people. And then level of communication among the people responsible for delivering is operating at a high level.
When I hear you talking, I think, yeah, Alcoholics Anonymous. You're trying to save a life in Alcoholics Anonymous. We'll get to the greenery later on. And both of those are valid viewpoints. And the bridge is an absolute cosmic problem with this whole business.
And that's the beauty of RBA, is, you know, results-based economy. You nail down, maybe it's in these 4 categories, you have the indicators that everybody agrees on, and then you identify who needs to be at the table and what is my role. Because your role is not the same as her role.
I was thinking about introducing the bill. I was reading the newspaper, and there was an article in the newspaper that said that Vermont had one of the strongest GDPs in the country. I think Vermont as a state was in the top 10 GDPs in the country. It sounded great. And I flipped the page, and there was an article about how hunger was on the increase in Vermont. Hunger was up 30%. The economy is really about people. We talk about the economy as if it's some abstract thing. The economy is strong. Well, the economy can't really be strong if we're leaving a lot of people behind, and that's what we're doing. Inequality is growing in Vermont faster than it is in most places. We've had some of the biggest drops in median family income of any state in the nation. And when we talk about the wealthiest 1% seeing their incomes increase by whatever it was, 20% over the last 10 years, in Vermont it was more. We've had more increase in wealth in the top 1%. That's why I think the GPI is important. We need to have the information, and we can break the policymakers and say, see, this is not some abstract rhetorical debate we're having. This is very real. So it's simple. We're going to use the GPI to reshape the debate over our budget. and we're going to use the GPI to set new and better priorities for public policymakers. That's your charge. It's all you have to do. It's simple. Don't worry about it. But I'm just really pleased that we're off to a good start. You know, when we introduced the bill back in January, it's really pleasantly surprised to see this kind of energy come together so fast. So please get to work. We've got a lot of work to do. Thank you.